And this time, we brought you someone I'm at a loss of words. Like having this man beside me, I just met him like recently, but I've been watching his videos, I've been following him since the very beginning. This man, he speaks a lot of truth. He gets down to the issues that people don't want to talk about. He gets in your face and he really shows you what it is you need to realize to make the changes you want in your life. And with that being said, Manu Respall, great to have you on the show, my brother. It's good. It's crazy how you went through 3 hours of traffic just to be here for us.
Yeah.
Right now, who we have here is someone of a different spectrum, and I really want you guys to open your hearts and allow him to do what mechanics do for watches. You know, tweak the little screws.
I don't believe in time.
Oh, I like that.
There we go. And so, Manu, please.
Speaks here, guys.
All right, introduce yourself for those who might not know you and tell us what you're all about. What do you do nowadays?
Woo! My name is Manu Respall. I'm known to be Mr. Speaks. And I speak a lot about what's inside me. And I'm half human, half freak. And I love it. I love interrupting souls.
I remember when we first met, you told me that.
Yeah, it's fun, you know.
Yeah, it's very fun. Disrupting the natural equilibrium in a person they think
and
is
at
all
the same
normal.
time changing something.
You're right, yeah. So, Manu, let's go back to the beginning. All right? How did you grow up? What was your upbringing like and your parents?
Okay, yeah, when I was little, I was always told to shut up. So, hence the speaking now. So I was told to shut up. They always told me, you're too young, you don't know much, shut up, don't say this, you don't know anything, you're young, it's always like that. So I learned to shut up. And then I just put everything inside my head and cook it inside my head and just plan to speak when my time comes. And I wrote in my diary that give me a place to stand and people to listen and I will move the earth. I wrote that when I was 12.
Wow.
Because I realized, I'm gonna speak my mind. So, and no one's gonna stop me. So I grew up like that, and I grew up strangely also, like, because I'm an empath and my soul is different. So, if you guys know about indigo children and star children, or I suspect myself to be one, and because it's strange, so I grew up like that. So I grew up seeing things and believing in things and then realizing things.
All right. And so, with that experience you had growing up, did you feel a little confused about who you were? Like, was there any point in time where you had to change that perspective about yourself?
Yeah, I'm not confused, but actually really hungry and wanting to know who I was. I knew I was somebody. So confused is not the word, because I wasn't like, oh, so what do I want? No, I knew what I wanted, but I couldn't put a label to it. I was like, what kind am I? So, and I knew that I wasn't just human. So if you can understand through that statement, but I'm not trying to freak anyone out, but yeah. But I knew I wasn't just that. So it was a hunger that I ate everything up. Everything that came across me, I ate it all up. And just, devoured everything, digested everything, until I became this. Which I think is not my doing, but nature's doing. So I would think I was naturally like this.
Wow. So you just had to realize who that was. So that was your journey, was finding yourself and knowing who you were, answering that general question we all have. I mean, I'm sure Mary's had it, I'm sure I've had it.
Everyone's had it.
Yeah, everyone goes through this question. So
and guess what? It hit me in
just like that.
one night, like literally.
Explain the night, please.
I was just walking from school, from rehearsals, 2:40 something a.m.
Rehearsals for
a play, for a musical play. And I was walking, and then I just stopped literally on my tracks and just knelt down on the street, crying. Wow. Because it hit me who I was. Just like that. So that's short. It literally happened to me, like that night, that moment that I knew who I was.
When was this? How old were you?
I like 22.
22. Oh, younger than us, man.
And you were still with your parents that time?
Nah, I was alone since I was 17. Yeah, because they left. They wanted to bring me to the States, but I didn't want to leave the country. I said I could do it alone, and my dad stared me in the eye and said, "You can't do it alone." And I stared back and said, "I can." And when I turned my back, I just swallowed. Bahala na.
Bahala na, you said it na.
Yeah, I was just like, I have to do it. And they left. So I'm alone in one little apartment, and I survived.
How was that for you? Like, what was
Crazy roller coaster mother ride.
Yeah, I'm sure, but like, what was the first thing you thought about doing? What was how did you figure out to get money? Like,
Yeah.
what was that like for you, man? Like, I'm sure that caused so much turmoil in you, like to
Funny
figure
how-
out how to bring it out, you know?
Funny how when we talk about things like this, money comes up, yeah?
Right, I know.
I hate it.
It's
But anyway, my plan was to have no plan.
okay.
There was no plan. I just lived my life accordingly. So what happens tomorrow, and I'll deal with it. So if I didn't have money and I needed one, I just shut up and tell the universe, give me money. And then tomorrow or tonight, someone's gonna text me and say, "Hey Manu, where are you at? I have a job for you." "What?" "I have a racket for you. Just quit. It's just like 10K. "Sure." Tomorrow I have 10K.
Wow.
And
So it was
happens to me
like that.
almost every day.
It was like
I
that for
swear on my grave,
numerous amount of years. It just was like that.
Wow.
all my life.
Wow.
And I'm sure someone watching this is gonna go, is gonna scoff and just raise a brow, but first, I don't care. Second is, it's real.
Yeah.
Every day, almost every day. I didn't have a job, ever.
So your entire life has been entrepreneur
No, art.
art.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's an artist, guys.
So it's not true when they say there's no money in art. No, all of the money is in art. I swear to you, all of the money is in art. I swear on over my dead body, all of the money is in art. Think of the most useless, pathetic company. They need an artist for their logo or whatever they need.
Which is what everyone sees and gets attracted to, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, you kind of just stroll through life, let it happen accordingly,
Yeah.
and maybe you could name a point that you hit where things maybe had gone down for you. Like, did you ever hit a low point?
All my life is a low point.
But was there one specific thing that really helped?
Here's the thing. It's different with what's happening in your life and different with what's happening in your mind.
Right.
It doesn't change anything. So you being happy in your life doesn't mean your life was up. No, it's still down. Wherever it is. It's just you that's creating the up. So it's like, I want a happy life. No, it doesn't mean you'll have a car. Doesn't mean you'll have a mansion. Doesn't mean you'll be a CEO of a company. No, be happy. So whatever the fact is, you live in a cheap apartment, you don't eat much, but you're happy. So you get to where you want, but not bringing reality with you. You don't need reality to be with you on things.
Wow. So, it's like your definition of reality is separate from the mind.
Yeah. For me, reality is the one that's fake. That's not important.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, okay, reality, car, building, business, diploma,
Material.
awards, whatever, medals, whatever. That's nothing. Because everything else is in your head.
So the feelings,
So it's
the
like-
emotions, the achievements,
Yeah.
the successes.
Because amid all this, everyone just thinks, so what's the meaning of my life? What's my purpose? I mean, it's everything. You think a rich man is happy? No, he's not.
Not always.
Not always. Most of them are not happy. You know who's always almost happy? The poor people.
Yeah.
Because they don't use material stuff to make themselves happy and to create a universe that's legit. No, they don't. You don't need anything to create a universe that's legit. You just need your mind to create it.
Put it into action.
Yeah. So, the two of you exist now because I make you exist in my
That's
reality.
interesting. That's an interesting
So,
point.
yeah.
Wow.
It's not to be arrogant or not anything. No, it's real. We're all collectively making each other exist.
Right.
So maybe one of you is going, maybe, I don't know, but whoever you are, I don't need you in my universe. So don't you ever think that I'm existing because you want me or believe in me. No. You exist because of me.
Wow.
So
You heard it here, guys.
So I make you matter. But now how do I make you matter? It depends on what you give me. So if I like what you give me, I will make you matter. So it's actually boils down to the people who are affected by what others are telling about them. So don't be affected by what people think about you because they don't matter. Until.
You let it.
Yeah.
Right. So acceptance.
Sorry, I went like.
Yeah, well, no, it's okay. I mean, we're
It's a
here
show,
to
it's gonna
open
be-
our eyes,
you
right?
can see-
So, all right. So, without backing up too much, you've always known your purpose then.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah. And it's harder now.
It's harder knowing it.
Yeah,
right?
it's harder. Knowing it early, it's harder. Because you receive all these blocks and walls and monsters that keep you from it. So it's like, oh no. As opposed to not knowing what it is, so the monsters don't matter, the walls don't matter.
Right. They don't show.
They don't show because
Yeah.
it don't matter to you. So
Cool.
so it's harder because I think yeah. It's harder to know your purpose early because it's a longer fight. It's a longer fight and it's deadly. But I was talking to a friend a while ago, and I was telling him, you have to have a little evil, a drop of evil inside you to deal with the universe. You can't be all good.
I like that.
Because all good is not good.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You want to be good, you have to have evil inside you.
To understand it.
Yeah, it's that same old theory. You can't appreciate the light if you don't go to the dark, right? And can't appreciate the dark if you don't know the light.
Right.
So
It's a balance.
Yeah, it's a
balance.
balance.
You really have to balance.
it's like your body, you need antibodies. You need to be a little dirty.
Right.
Because
To
when
be
you-
healthy.
Because if you're too clean, you go out that door,
You
you're
get
gonna
sick.
die.
Yeah, or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true, very true. You've been by far the hardest guest to interview, but I gotta say something.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's be real, all right? Let's get down to it. So, let's be honest with each other here.
Haven't we been?
You would say that your purpose is this. What you're doing now, what you've been doing for your whole life, that struggle to just block out all the monsters as you went along your path. Like all these negatives, are you saying it didn't affect you? Or did it affect you but you just played it well? Did you play the game so well that it didn't affect you that much? Or did that
I don't
effect that it had on you, was it not enough to phase you?
I don't think I handled it well.
Okay.
Well is not the term, but I made pain my power.
Beautiful.
So I played with it. It's like I said, oh, so you want to play that shit? Okay, let's do this. And I wrote my own rules.
And you got into the boxing ring.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, you want to play D? Let's do it. So, but I cried, I was bruised, I was everything. So it wasn't well, but it was crazy good because I identified it. Because, you know, so many people are not identifying what's wrong. What they're doing is they're moving away from it.
Right.
When there's something wrong, they move away from it. No, that's not how you escape shit. You deal with it and take it and look at it in the eye and say, "Stance." But while you're scared, yeah? But just do it anyway because by default, it's gonna play with you. And then just, you know, dance around them with circles and
Like they say, sometimes your negativities are like a dance with the devil.
yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I usually joke about this, but people laugh about it when I say, I'm always excited when there's something wrong. You know what's excited?
Why?
I'm excited on how to solve it. I'm like challenged. May problema? Ganun eh. I'm not like, no, I'm like, it makes me smile. Every time I do setups or shoots or I write something or I paint something, I build something, and then someone's gonna come, we don't, there's something happened. I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. Because I'm ready.
Right.
Yeah.
You're ready for
I'm
that.
ready for the
Ready
challenge.
for the dance.
Okay. How did you end up where you are now? How did you
It was a
even
beautiful,
got this opportunity to be
it was
Mr.
a-
Speaks?
it was a
Like-
beautiful accident because I had, you know, Filipinos, we have titas, right?
Right.
Like they're everywhere.
Aunties.
Titas, your neighbor is your tita.
Right.
So anyway, so I had a neighbor tita who said, hey, you know what? I wanna produce your talk. And I was like, oh, okay. So we got to BGC, we got to fully booked that U view under, yeah, the little theater under.
Yeah.
So she produced that, and I had a talk, and the title was I Am King. So I was teaching self-empowerment. And there's this girl, a pretty girl with glasses. She asked something that was not about that.
Wait, before you jump into that, this was the same video that touched
Yes,
my
yes,
life,
that,
right?
right, yeah.
Oh, but please, before you, I need to say
Go,
this.
go.
Yeah, this video.
Guys, so I came to the Philippines back in 2015, and it was a very, very depressing time in my life when I got here. I had spent some time in the farm, and when I came back to the Philippines, to Manila, to the city, this was in 2016, I had found myself on Facebook and I stumbled upon MrSpeaks. And it is this very video he's about to talk about. And I just have to say that this man had left such a great impact on my life. You guys don't even understand the amount of change that just began to churn in my pot because of what this guy was saying to this girl. So please let them know what that was.
So this girl was like, Mr. Speaks, I want to have a boyfriend, but I'm pushing them away. What do I do?
Diba,
And I just blurted out, then you have a problem. And then everyone laughed, and I said, you know, are you ready? I'm about to break you. I cannot fix you if you don't want to be fixed. And she said, yes, go. So I was talking about standards and stuff and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and fears and all that. And I said the statement, if you like me, then I like you, then let's get together. Edi tayo na. So that exploded because that video was shot, and then we got that clip because that was supposed to be a teaser for my next talk. And when we posted that video,
Flew off the shelf.
20 minutes, 2.4 million views.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
How did that make you feel that 2.4 million people
Stupid. It made me feel so stupid.
Why?
I was stupefied. I was like, huh? Because for me, that wasn't anything special. That was just like in my head. That's nothing special. And I was like, huh? So you're all crazy about this? I've had this since I was 10. So I was like, it's old things. And you know, and then on the third hour, which is the 9th million, it was my page was freezed.
Yeah, oh, please tell them
Yeah,
about
so
that.
they stopped it because they thought I was a hacker.
Who stopped it?
New York, Facebook.
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 Okay, guys, let's get this straight. Facebook blocked his page because they thought he was a hacker. They thought he was a hacker because his views shot up so fast. It was inhuman how fast it got shared.
In the Philippines.
In the Philippines.
And they were like, huh? Philippines? No one does this in the Philippines.
Right.
So, to cut a long story short, so they investigated on me, and I was like, go ahead, be my guest, investigate. And then we'll get back to you in an hour, and then 5 minutes after they called and then said, was so apologetic. They were like, sorry. And then your page is lifted, go ahead, do your thing. And before I put down the phone, he was like, and by the way, sir, you're a phenomenon. I was like, what do you mean? And then they said, well, because you're 100% organic. And I just said, oh, okay. But I didn't know what it meant. So after I put the phone down, I asked my friend, what do you mean by 100% organic? And then he said, well, that means you did nothing to spread it. It's the people who did it organically. And it made it super 100% legit. So, and then they said that I beat somebody. I won't say who, but I beat someone's record in the Philippines of being the most viral on social media. So it's like, what? And I didn't even want to. I told the guy, my friend, no, don't post it. No, don't post it. And he's like, no, let's do it. So I said, okay, sure. And then that happened.
Wow.
And then now I'm here. But I didn't just decide to be a speaker 2 years ago, yeah?
Right.
I was speaking for 20 years already. And then 2 years ago that happened.
So it took 20 years.
Yeah.
And only after 20 years, people noticed.
And your dream happens after 20 years.
Right.
So if you have a dream,
Wait
start
20
now.
years.
Start now because there's 20 years ahead of you. So, I mean, you don't know. Some dreams happen overnight. Some dreams happen 20 years. Some dreams happen 50 years. So, but the point is just dream.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
question of will it happen? No. It's a question of when it happens.
When it happens. And then you have to be prepared for it.
No dream does not happen. That's my thing. So, yeah. It's just a matter of when. So when someone dreams, it clocks in, and then the question is when, not if.
But that's only if the dream is so big, so big in their mind, so on point.
Well,
or
not, the
what?
on point is the word, yeah, not big. Like if it's in your heart, you want this.
And it's on point, then definitely it will happen.
And I don't believe in people who always answer me when I always am faced with these young people, and I always ask them, what do you want to become? And then they always answer, oh, I don't know yet, I'm still thinking. I don't believe that. I don't believe that a 24-year-old will not know what they really want.
I agree with you.
I don't believe that a 36-year-old will not know what they really want. I don't believe that a 14-year-old does not know what it wants. It knows. You know why they say they don't know? Because there's so many people breathing down their neck saying, oh, you need to do this, you do that. Society is like, so they're thinking now, oh, okay, so I don't do this. So they block their dream and say, oh, I don't know what to do. It's because people are breathing down their necks. Their mom is saying, be a lawyer. That's why. But actually, everyone knows what they want to become.
Manu, if I may ask, those 20 years, what did it teach you? Like, did you believe that you were going to become a big shot? Or during that time, were you just going through the whole thing?
I didn't have to believe. I know I know for a fact. It's different. I can't explain how I know it. It's just in my soul. I know I will become somebody. But I don't know when, and I
Definitely
and I
didn't
don't
know
know
how.
how.
You definitely
You
didn't know how. Yeah.
And funny, because you're all gonna laugh, I hate computers. I don't like technology.
Yeah, I'm trying not to laugh
So
because you're
imagine
saying that.
that I'm the biggest, I was one of the biggest in social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my friends laughed. They were like, Ikaw? Ikaw ba talaga? Before, I didn't know how to open my email. I was complicated by it. I was like, what? How's this?
Sign in, password.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but
I hate it,
really,
yeah.
it just didn't work for you.
But I
Technology was-
believe technology is great. It's cool. It's friggin' brilliant. But I'm not gonna be under its mercy. Because tomorrow, what if tomorrow a glitch happens and all of technology shuts down?
True.
I'm not gonna cry. But I bet you half the world's gonna die. Because they don't know what to do.
Wow. That's a really woke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
That's a
I'm
big
sorry.
shift of thinking
That is a
about the
woke
internet as well.
reality
I'm
right there.
sure they're killing me now. But if some artist shows me a digital art work, I'm just gonna say, nice. But I'm not gonna like, wow, I'm not gonna go like that. Because I'm just gonna say, can you do this with your hands? And if it can't, that artwork is just fine. Because I can draw everything you will do in a computer. The shading, of course it's perfect. It's the computer that blended it, for God's sake. So don't tell me that you're great because the computer blended it for you. Because I can blend that in real life with my hands.
But you don't disregard that as being real.
No, I'm just saying that with real art and true art, digital art is not comparable to real artworks.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But my thing about digital art now is, you want to be great? Don't give me about technicalities. Composition is the question. So if your composition is kick ass, then you're as great as me. Because that's all you can get artistically with a digital artwork. The composition, not the how it's done. Because how it's done, that's perfectly done by a computer.
Right. It's not your doing.
No, but the composition is my measurement for great artworks from a computer.
Alright.
Yeah.
So Manu, thank you so far. I mean, that's been quite a breath. Yeah, I'm sure. What a share. And I think maybe what I would only have to ask you would be, what does stable mean for you? I mean, with being everything that you are today, what is stable? What is woke for you? Because I mean, you come from a generation before ours, right? And I know we've had conversations about this, but what is woke for you? Please enlighten them. Maybe they can get a new, fresh.
Well, stay woke for me is having a great imagination.
Wow. Okay.
Because
Why?
imagination for me is living in magic nation. So if your life and world is magical, that's being stable. Because I believe in magic. Because magic is actually even way deeper and wider than what movies tell us about magic. It's not about popping things in thin air. No, magic is here. The real magic of the universe and life and the connection to humanity is that. And people take this for granted because they don't notice things.
Yeah, they take science very lightly.
I was in a cab and it stopped in Ayala. And I looked at the meter, it was 67.50. I mean, that's mine. And I look out the window, and there's the building, 67.50. That is magic. That's the universe talking to you and saying something. But if I was just some lawyer, I'd just go,
Why lawyer?
nothing, just
I mean, you know, you might be questioning. You have some things with lawyers.
Yeah.
Just describe
Oh,
it.
but man, isn't that like called synchronicity?
Yeah, and even more. That's beyond things.
Beyond synchronicity.
I mean, you can't even explain that shit. I mean, sige nga, explain it. I mean, what?
In terms of
That's like what? Coincidence? That's
No.
not coincidence. That's way beyond coincidence. Coincidence are just nameless things randomly happening. But this has something to do with any, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Let's throw the
It
word
happens-
out.
it always happens.
Divine convention.
And it always happens.
Divine interventions.
Like I say, you know, life is beautiful, and then I look out the window, and then a truck passes by, and the
Life
word
is-
beautiful is printed on the truck. So it's like, what? Really? Are you gonna look past that? No way. You're supposed to go, oh my God. I just said the word, and then it was written on the car that passed by. So, are you freaking kidding me that you're just gonna go past that? You're not gonna stop and say, wow. You know how many chances that it went through, that it broke, to get there at that moment you said that word?
Right.
You know how much?
probably the truth.
Planning. Divine master planning.
And then you're just gonna go, like that? No way. It's like I prepared a whole surprise for you and you just said,
Like, parang gago lang, no? It's like a birthday surprise and then you're just like, oh, thanks guys, yeah.
It's kind of like you're talking about. It's kind of like flow, but bigger
yeah,
flow. Is magic? Is flow like magic for you?
it is. Soul is magical.
So
Soul is magic. So everything you do should be with soul. Because if without soul, it don't matter.
Say that again.
Everything you should do
Should be done with
with
soul.
soul.
What do you mean by with soul? With heart or?
Oh my God.
I'm asking because,
Yeah.
you know.
That question is, I can never imagine why you asked that question,
What's
but
for them?
but yeah, it's like with soul, like, you know, have you ever, stupid question, but I'll ask you, have you ever seen a leaf on the ground?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, have you ever stepped on it?
Yes, but not intentionally.
Okay, I intentionally step on leaves on the ground.
Not very wide.
And then as I step on it, I always think, as the sound goes, I close my eyes for a sec and then think of where it came from, what tree it came from, what branch, what time it left that branch, who else stepped on it, when did it happen, who else saw that leaf, and where it's going. I think of all that in a second.
Why?
Because that's important. That's a leaf.
So the leaf is.
That journey, that leaf probably came from Cebu, and it's here in Manila. You know what I'm saying? Like, it must come from somewhere. And I always suspect that that leaf is not from this tree. No, it's from somewhere, because there's wind. So, and you might think, everybody might think that I'm wasting my time doing this, but no, it's actually awareness of life. It's the magic of things. It's awareness, it's magic. It's, you know, it's the tree communicating to me. It's the universe communicating to you. So many things are like this, but people are taking it for granted because they're so head-on with getting that million. They're so head-on with getting that award, getting that so much time wasted on trivial things.
That they miss out